we're all interested in getting the most out of our workouts, out of our weight training, out of our cardio, what have you. This is going to speak mostly to those of you that are going into the gym and doing some resistance training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a three-part series that's going to cover what you can and should be doing pre-workout, before your workout, intra-workout, which is during your workout, and post-workout. This is going to detail basically the nutrients that you should be taking in and just a brief description of why. Now, again, us here at the No Quit Club, we're all about using logic and keeping things really, really simplistic. So there are a ton of supplements that I could put in this that could help with all kinds of different avenues depending on your goal set. But we're not trying to overcomplicate things. We're trying to keep things very simple. So I want to start today with part one. Part one is going to be about the pre-workout. If I'm going to go to the gym and I'm intending on doing a heavy resistance training day, I'm going to do everything and anything I can to make sure that I cover two aspects in my mind. Now, your opinion may vary, but I would guarantee it's probably pretty close to mine. And that is to maximize my pump, to maximize blood flow, and to increase my mental focus and drive, to be driven, to be motivated. And you can do that through food, which is pretty awesome, okay? If you just do the right combination of foods pre-workout, you can cover both those aspects. So I have some supplements in front of me. I don't even want to call them supplements. They're just essentials for the pre-workout in my mind. As a matter of fact, this is a perfect time for me to film this video because I'm drinking my pre-workout coffee, which I'm going to talk about here pretty soon. Okay, so the first thing is, what food do I eat? Well, all foods work, but I will give you this little bit of advice. You have to have protein and you have to have a fat source. I would say that for most of us, it is not essential, nor should it be a staple for you to have carbohydrates pre-workout. Now, you're going to go through all your social media and you're going to say, Bryce, I see all kinds of people eating carbs. They eat muffins pre-workout or cereal pre-workout or oats or... Yes, it's true. It's true. But look at their body fat, guys. I mean, they are very carb sensitive. They're in very, very good shape and they can get away with it. The thing about carbohydrates is, and to keep things very simplified, is that they do two things. They can stunt the release of growth factors, and growth factors is what's going to promote muscle building in your workout. So before you even get to the gym, if you're eating too many carbs, or any carbs for that matter, and you're not sensitive to those carbs that you're taking in, they're going to absolutely stop the release of growth factors, such as growth hormone, to increase muscle size. So, well, there goes goal number one. I want to get bigger, I want to get lean mass. Not going to happen as efficiently if I'm taking carbohydrates. So, cut them out, okay? The second thing is that they can cloud cognition, okay? If you ever eat a lot of carbs, say like you eat a lot of pancakes in the morning or at night, what happens? Say like, and another example is on Thanksgiving Day. You overeat, you overindulge on potatoes and all that stuff, okay? Well, there's this release of dopamine, okay? And dopamine is a relaxation hormone. And basically, that is going to be the byproduct of taking in carbohydrates. So you don't want to be going to the gym feeling sleepy and feeling cloudy, okay? So just save yourself the trouble and cut out carbohydrates. You don't need it. I'm going to be the first one to tell you that my body loves carbohydrates, but they are not essential pre-workout. You guys aren't going to be missing out on anything. They're not going to limit your growth. So rule number one, take the carbs out, okay? Rule number two is get yourself a good protein. Now you want the protein to be a fast digesting protein, in my opinion. Doesn't have to be, okay? That even changes for me in what part of the year I am. If I'm competing, my protein source is going to vary, okay? But let's go for the sake of convenience, okay? The easiest thing that you guys can do is just have yourself a protein powder. Now, there's many forms of protein. In my opinion here, the best thing that you can choose is a protein isolate. And you want to make sure it's cold pressed and hydrolyzed, okay? What that means is it's been pre-digested several times so that's literally absorbed in the stomach lining and put right out into the bloodstream. These nutrients are then, by the time when you go to the gym and work out, they're readily available for your cells to absorb and used for protein synthesis or muscle building, okay? So protein powder is optimal. If you're one of those rare cases that is allergic to whey protein, there's other options, okay? My good friends at True Nutrition, TrueNutrition.com, you can go there, you can get different sources of protein. You can get vegetable protein, you can get beef protein, okay? The one protein that I want you guys to stay away from is soy protein, okay? I'm not a big fan of egg protein either, okay? But soy protein is going to cause a lot of intestinal distress, and you don't want your stress levels to be high pre-workout or any part in your day, but especially pre-workout. So no soy protein, guys, okay? If you guys don't want to have a protein powder pre-workout, just make sure it's a lean meat. We're looking to keep our fat levels, down. We want to have a little bit of fat pre-workout, but we want to keep our fat levels from like red meats and such down, because again, we want that to get digested as much as possible, okay? The reason why we want things to get digested as soon as possible is because every process in the body requires two things. Number one, blood flow, or blood. Number two, water, okay? So digestion is a very, very expensive byproduct of both of those elements, okay? So in order for me to digest a very nutrient-dense food, such as potatoes and steak, it's going to require blood and water, okay? And it's going to take that from anywhere. So if I have a lot of water stored in my muscles are well hydrated, it's going to take that water from those muscles pre-workout, pull them to the stomach to aid in digestion. So let's use our logic here. What just happened? Well, I just had a really, really hydrated and healthy muscle that was ready for a bunch of contracting, flexing, and squeezing in my workout, and I just took the water from it. Is that good? No. Okay. If we think about the pump aspect is basically blood being shuttled into the muscle. Well, if blood is being pulled and sheltered in the stomach to digest food while I'm in the beginning of my workout, well, then I don't have enough blood readily available to be pushed into the muscle and create the pump factor that I'm looking for. So is that good? No, okay? So that's why it's very, very important that we have a protein such as whey protein powder that's pre-digested, that literally gets absorbed like that, okay? The next thing is I want to make sure you guys are taking in a great fat, okay? Fat is your energy source. So carbohydrates, guys, you don't need carbohydrates for energy. Your body actually works very much more efficiently on fats, especially saturated fats, and longer, more efficiently on fats, okay? So my favorite source of fat in the world, any time of day, right here. MCT oils, okay? This is coconut oils, red palm oil. There's supplements out there of MCT oil that you can get, okay? One of my favorite supplements is Bulletproof MCT oil. Basically what that is MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. A medium chain triglyceride is a saturated fat that does not need to be pre-digested, doesn't need to be broken down. So what happens is when I drink that, or I eat that coconut oil, for instance, it's going to go right down my esophagus, okay, and it's literally going to be put out right into the bloodstream. It doesn't even reach the stomach. It bypasses the stomach, goes right into the liver, gets turned into glycogen, which equals direct and fast energy, okay, and that's what we're looking for. So there is our energy. In addition, fats create cognition. It's going to give you this sense of awareness. It's going to heighten your senses. It sounds really silly, but it does, okay? It helps level out dopamine, GABA, acetylcholine levels, all these that are responsible for anything that has to do with brain function, okay? And we're all about that pre-workout, okay? So let's recap a little bit, just so that I knew I threw a bunch of information at you, so I want to make sure we're on the same page. We're taking a fast digesting protein, okay, to optimize the fact that we are trying to get nutrients in the bloodstream, but not at the expense of taking our pump away. We're going to use a fat that doesn't need to be digested, and that is going to be our energy source, okay? That's also going to aid in our mental focus, okay? Now, the next thing is, you guys have all these, I'm sure you're thinking, Bryce, what about my nitric oxide boosters and all these blends and all this and that? Yeah, they're out there and they work, and they're short-term effective, but you're going to get immune to them eventually. if you're going to put any kind of addition for mental drive, it needs to be caffeine, okay? And caffeine in the form of, like I showed you here, coffee is one thing that your body doesn't grow an immunity to, provided you don't abuse it in the long run. So a cup or two of coffee a day is not going to kill you. And I'm talking about black coffee. I'm not talking about the Starbucks Frappuccino and all that crap. So basically, I drink a cup of coffee, and the cool thing about coffee is the caffeine helps to release a fight or flight response, which is the energy that we're looking for. And it also helps preserve energy within the muscle. It preserves muscle glycogen, which is a really rare thing about coffee that most people don't know. So I think that's really, really cool, which pretty much means that it's going to save that glycogen in the workout for when it needs it most, so that it's not expensed right away. And that is all just from the property of drinking just a cup of coffee. So when you guys go to your fancy pre-workouts, realize that none of their properties are going to do exactly the same thing that coffee is doing more effective, okay? The last thing you need to have in your arsenal, and this is a staple throughout the day, but especially essential around your peri-workout time, your pre, intra, and post-workout time, is BCAAs and EAAs, essential amino acids, okay? We're talking branched chain amino acids and essential amino acids. What's the difference? Branched chain amino acids are your essential 3 amino acids that are needed to put your body into an anabolic state, okay? Now, everybody kind of stops the line there. They think that's enough. It's not, guys. You need to make sure that you're giving your body all of the essential amino acids too, okay? Because there are several more besides the 3 branched chain amino acids out there. By adding these to your arsenal, you're going to guarantee that your body is anabolic, and then when you go through your workout and you tear the muscle down, it has all the aminos in there to start muscle protein synthesis or muscle rebuilding, okay? Without the presence of all the essential aminos, that process will not happen, okay? You'll be anabolic for so long, your branch chains will only last so long, and then without the presence of essential amino acids, you're just going to spin your wheels, okay? So there's going to be 2 things that are going to happen. You're going to build lean tissue faster, more efficiently, with EAAs and BCAAs stacked together, and you're also going to prevent too much breakdown of the muscle, and that means less soreness, less backpedaling, and more stepping forward, okay? I hope that this video helped out, guys. There's a lot of things that you can add to your arsenal pre-workout. There's a ton of supplements that I can give you, but I don't want to complicate things right now. So that's going to be for a video down the road once we get the concept of the peri-workout. This needs to be one thing that you guys take into consideration to master as soon as possible. The sooner you can get your workout nutrition down, the better. This is the hardest thing to get down, but for the most part, it's going to be the same thing every workout that you have. So it's really the only thing that's always going to be consistent, okay? In my next video, part 2, we're going to talk about intra-workout or during workout nutrition, okay? The video is going to take place at the gym, and I will show you what I do myself personally and what I think works best to optimize muscle building, fat loss, and maintenance of energy in your workout time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is great. I'll talk to you soon. Bryce Bahmbody Corner. Peace.